All right, so in the previous video, we had a basic overview of the chord track. And by looking at some different instrument tracks, we took a look at some of the things that are possible. Now in this video, we're going to move over to audio tracks, and we're going to take a look at how we would go about adding chords into our chord track. We'll talk about some general workflow things, and then through subsequent videos, we'll move along a little bit further until hopefully we can all understand the chord track. Now, in order for your song to work in harmony with the chord track, we have to take into account three different things. First of all, we have to have a chord track, which the entire song is following. Second of all, the actual audio tracks and instrument tracks that you're working with. Let's go ahead, let's bring in this organ track over here. Within the inspector, they have to be set to follow the chord track in some way. Now, for instrument tracks, we only have one setting, this follow chords option, and we can choose between off, parallel, narrow, and bass. Now for our audio tracks, we have two settings. We have the follow chords mode, and we have a couple more options than we do with virtual instruments. And then we have a tune mode. And the tune mode we set depending on the type of source material that is existing on this audio track. So we know that we have to have the chord track activated. We also know that the actual tracks within our song here in the inspector have to be set to follow the chord track. And the last thing that we need is Studio One needs to know what the information is on these particular audio events and also these instrument parts. Now, with respect to the instrument parts, keep in mind Studio One has direct access to all that note data, so that step is actually really easy. And when working with audio, we're going to get into that in the next video. But right now, I just want to talk about how we would go about editing our chord track, or how we would start setting up a song to work with the chord track. Well, you can see here, I've got some chords that are set up. In order to do this, all I have to do is hold down my Command or Control key, and I can start drawing in these different chords. Now, when I start drawing in these chords, they're automatically snapping to 1-bar increments. So that's one way that we can do this. So let's go ahead and let's draw 4 chord events. Now I'm going to double click here, and you'll see that it allows me to select different chords, and I can use my previous and next arrows here in order to enter these directly. So for example, let's enter a D here, and I know that my next chord is going to be an A. We'll go ahead and enter our A. Now the next chord, I'm going to use a different option for this one. Instead of picking it or choosing it here, let's say you don't know what chords you're using, and you're just playing a keyboard and you're figuring things out by ear. So I could, for example, make sure that this instrument input is enabled. And I could go ahead and I've just entered the chord that I was playing, and that's come up as an E minor. And that is, in fact, correct. The last one, we'll go ahead and we'll leave that at G. So in terms of adding chords to your chord track, it's very easy to do. We can pencil things in, and then we can further refine or edit them. If we want to change any of the voicings in terms of the intervals, the type, the root, anything like that, we can go ahead and do that by double-clicking on any of these chord events to open up our chord selector. All right, so that's it for this video. In the next video, we're going to take a look at extracting chord information from audio events and how to kind of streamline the workflow when working with audio tracks and the chord track. Catch you in the next video.